This is for the seeking soul. This is for the person who knows that they are a light being, a starseed, a spiritual being, an energetic being, a multi-dimensional expression. You've been seeking to find your purpose. You've been seeking to walk the path. You've come across so much information. And while some information has been beneficial, insightful, and clarifying, you still feel unsure about where you should go next. You're seeking to find your purpose for being here. You're seeking to remember the decision and choice that you made prior to your arrival here in this realm, on this earth. What was that contract that you agreed to before coming back to earth? How was that conversation that you had with your celestial family before being birthed here? That is what you want to know. That is what you're seeking to find. And once you remember that why, once you've affirmed who you are, the journey will begin, and you know it. The information that has been given to the collective regarding what it means to be a light worker, a spiritual being, a healer, a seer, an oracle, a diviner, a spiritual worker, has its truth, but much of it is an illusion. It's an illusion because it has been modernized and much of it has been separated from the source of truth. What I mean to say is, when you look at spirituality as it's currently portrayed, you see yoga practitioners, meditators, you see groups for healing retreats, wellness retreats. You see ayahuasca ceremonies. You see Reiki, meditation, crystal healing. You see people doing altar work, chakra balancing, kundalini rising, and the like. And when you see these things, a part of you resonates with it. But as you begin to embark on the journey, you realize it's more to it than what's being portrayed. The reason why you don't feel satisfied is because you're looking at things through the wrong lens. You're forgetting your essence before these titles and roles and certificates and courses and workshops and retreats. The core truth is this: who you are and where you're from. There's no words to describe the source of who you are. You are incomprehensible, unfathomable, infinite, omnipresent. Who you are cannot be confined to one modality, to one certificate, to one title, or one role. And as you seek to find the truth, it's required that you shed who you think you already are. And so you come into one awareness or acceptance, and you say, I am this, I am that. And then life puts you face to face to challenge you to shed that very perception. The reason this happens is because being a healer, a light worker, a starseed, fulfilling your mission, walking your path, has very little to do with what you do. It has everything to do with who you are, your beingness, your state of resonance within, the frequency that you're able to maintain day to day as you journey this experience of life. Many of us have taken our very existence too lightly. And I'm here to remind you that you chose to come here in this generation, in this time, to help raise the frequency of humanity during the many shifts of consciousness. At its core essence, what that means is, despite all of the chaos, the confusion, the madness that is in this world, that is on this earth, you have agreed to maintain a certain frequency of resonance so that no matter where you arrive, no matter where you go, no matter who you're with in any given moment, your presence naturally raises the frequency of that environment. Think about that. Your light, the light that is within you, is here to shine forth. The light that is in you expresses itself in many ways. It's in your aura field, expanding from the heart space. It's in your voice, in the tone, in the frequency that comes from the tone of the words you choose to speak. It's in the mental plane and rooted in the thoughts that you choose to think. And when you can consistently think positive thoughts, loving thoughts, harmonious thoughts, when you can constantly resonate in a space of inner peace in your heart space, and true unconditional love in your heart space, and that reverberates out, that is you serving your purpose. That is you being a light worker. Now, in that state, what you choose to do is up to you, because you have complete free will of how you choose to express that. This is when you may seek to learn certain ancient modalities to help the collective directly. And so you may realize this light that I carry, this love that I carry, through touch, I can extend it to my fellow brothers and sisters as a Reiki practitioner. Or this essence that I am can be shared in a sacred space of movement and breath, which is yoga. And the list continues to go on. But what I'm here to say is, it doesn't have to fit those molds. Because when you are in that frequency, when you are in that vibration of being, your very smile is healing. Your presence is healing. You can walk into a grocery store and stand a few feet from someone in one aisle. And the fact that they're just in close proximity to you and your aura, you can help heal them. And they will have no awareness of it. They would have no awareness that it was you. It was the frequency that you were carrying. You could be living in an apartment complex. You could have been living there 5 years. And you think you're just going to work and coming home. And you're, what is my purpose? What is my mission? What am I here to do? And the whole time you never realized that your neighbor downstairs was battling a terminal illness. But they kept faithful and hopeful just by the frequency you were able to embody by being upstairs from them. And the whole time you think you're not doing your purpose, yet you're healing. It's so easy to see the negative, the malevolent. It's so easy to see how when we walk into a space that was chaotic, we can feel the energy. When we go into a workplace with people who are stressed out and burdensome, we can feel that energy instantly. That negativity, that heaviness instantly. But what we often forget is that the same principle applies when we're in a loving and joyful and peaceful and calm energy. It's just as impactful. See, when you are aware of this truth, you realize that you must dissolve the ego. Because the ego wants a title. The ego wants to be validated. The ego wants to be seen. The ego wants to be known. The ego wants to be praised. It wants recognition for the healing that it's doing. It wants recognition from those who it serves. And so it's seeking your purpose through a label, through a title. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're doing it in genuineness. Many souls have mastered themselves in such a way that their life has just aligned them with the work that's directly in relationship to their purpose. They've created that for themselves. But for those who have not arrived there or are unsure if that's really the path they want to take, I'm here to remind you that it doesn't have to be that complex. It doesn't have to be. The power of your word, your prayer, your loving thoughts, your good intention is just as significant behind closed doors as it is on a stage. So I'm speaking to those who've been seeking, what is my purpose? Why am I here? How am I supposed to heal? How am I supposed to show up? I'm here to remind you to relax. Relax. Be patient with yourself. It's more about shedding who you think you are than trying to become something. The more that you are simply being in peace, in laughter, in joy, in the present moment of where you are, the more powerful your energy will be.